Newsroom from our studios at number 5, Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano, here in Accra. I am Nanatifo Boateng. Coming up, Director General of the Ghana Health Service promises full implementation of recommendations by the committee set to investigate the death of a pregnant woman at the Kaswa Mother and Child Hospital.
Nobody is going to interfere in the committee's work, and whatever they come out with is what we are going to implement. And especially most of the time we find out there is a little bit of communication gap, and we have to keep the people abreast of all the situation at every given time.
President Mahama assures of economic policies aimed at mitigating the plight of Ghanaian workers.
We will not just manage the economy.
Bank of Ghana records 15.6 billion cedis operating loss for the 2025 financial year. And later in Channel 1 Sports, new Black Stars goalkeepers trainer Daniel Gaspar expected in the country this weekend. Bring you the details of our stories now. The Ghana Health Service says it will fully implement the findings of the investigative committee set up to probe the maternal death at the Mother and Child Hospital in Kaswa. Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi Ado has more in the following report.
The Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Professor Samuel Kaba, visited the Mother and Child Hospital, Kaswa, where the incident occurred. After a management meeting, the DG toured the facility and urged staff to give their best in the discharge of their duties. He also visited the family of Abigail Opoku, the pregnant woman who died during labor, reportedly after being denied the requested cesarean section, to commiserate with them.
It is our solemn obligation to make sure that every child survives. It's our obligation to make sure that birth is a physiologic thing. Delivery is something physiologic. No reason why somebody should go to deliver and dies. It's our duty to make sure that we understand the system extremely well, all the systemic issues that might exist, and address them. And it's also your duty to support us to get all this done.
The Director General told Channel 1 News that the Ghana Health Service will fully implement the committee's findings to address any systemic gaps in maternal health care delivery.
Nobody is going to interfere in the committee's work, and whatever they come out with is what we are going to implement. And especially most of the time we find out there is a little bit of communication gap, and we have to keep the people abreast of all the situation at every given time.
He further urged medical staff to uphold a strong sense of duty while calling on the public to remain calm and maintain confidence in the healthcare system.
I always have the same message to all the health workers that we are all potential patients. So we are never treating patients, we are treating ourselves. So we should keep giving the best of ourselves and engage with the people, to our own people and to we ourselves. We should know that everything we do is for we ourselves. I have trust in the system because this is the Ghana we have. There is no Ghana elsewhere.
Members of the family as well as the public have been assured that the findings of the investigative committee would be duly implemented. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi, Central Region.
The Environmental Protection Authority, EPA, says the involvement of the private sector and investors will significantly support the reclamation of lands degraded by illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey. According to the Chief Executive Officer of the EPA, Professor Nanama Brown-Kluche, vast tracts of land have been destroyed by galamsey, and the issue requires urgent national attention. There's more in the following report.
Several lands and water bodies have been destroyed due to illegal mining. In a bid to address the situation, the government has implemented a number of measures to restore affected lands and water bodies. The galamsey menace has also taken a toll on farmlands and river bodies that many communities depend on. The Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Nanama Brown-Kluche, noted that the reclamation of degraded lands requires substantial funding. She emphasized that the private sector and investors must complement government efforts. Professor Kluche further indicated that the authority is currently conducting an audit of lands degraded by illegal mining this year.
Apart from the water bodies that are completely polluted, and that is enough discussion to have, we also have the land itself degraded, and we need to restore the land as a nation, or let's say as EPA. It's in our mandate to reclaim the land and restore the land back to its original state. So we slowly doing reclamation. We are encouraging private sector to also come in to reclaim the land, and investors even to come in to reclaim the land. And through projects, we are also doing that as EPA and through IGF. This year, we're doing audits of how much degraded land we have and how much we have been able to reclaim in the past year.
As part of efforts to decentralize its operations, the Environmental Protection Authority has established and operationalized 50 new district and area offices across the country.
Currently, we have opened about 50 district offices across the regions of the country. So far, so good. We are doing well. Last year, we were able to commit to 80 vehicles completely from our IGF. So this is no loan, no donation, completely from our performance. So we have done, I would say, a lot.
Professor Kluche also highlighted ongoing expansion plans aimed at deepening accountability and strengthening enforcement. According to her, this development has necessitated the recruitment of 2,300 technical and administrative staff.
We have increased our staff strength. Okay. I think over the year, so now we have employed up to 2,300 new staff on contracts. Wow. So our total staff strength is about 3,000 now, whereas we need the strength for the offices that we have opened and also to improve the staff strength in the region, so the old offices and the new offices that we have opened.
Moving on, the Auditor General of Ghana, Johnson Ekwuamwa Asiedu, has called for increased investment in infrastructure to safeguard the independence of the audit service, warning that its continued reliance on government institutions, many of which it audits, poses a risk to effective oversight. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Doris Lonta reports.
Speaking at the commissioning of the newly constructed Kumasi Regional Office Complex, The Auditor General urged government to prioritize the provision of adequate and independent office spaces. He warned that relying on assemblies for accommodation could undermine the service's independence.
Because we are accommodated by the assemblies, they are the very auditees that we audit. And imagining an audit service staff going to the assembly to ask for furniture. Sometimes we go and ask for ice water. And imagine how our independence is likely to be impaired because of our familiarization of our auditees.
Representing the President, Presidential Advisor on the National Anti-Corruption Program said the fight against corruption is complex and requires strong, independent institutions.
You as the Audit Service and the Auditor General have the mandate not just to disallow expenditures, but to also surcharge. And you have to use that power conferred through Article 187(7)(b) of the 1992 Constitution, which has been reinforced by the Supreme Court's ruling in the Occupy Ghana versus Attorney General 2017 ruling.
To promote accountability and transparency and advance efforts toward a corruption-free country, stakeholders are calling for increased investments in the infrastructure of the Audit Service to ensure its independence in the discharge of its mandate. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Doris Lonta, Ashanti Region.
President John Dramani Mahama has reaffirmed his commitment to Ghanaian workers, insisting that repositioning the economy towards inclusive growth, job creation and sustainable livelihoods remains a priority that he will not abandon. The president gave the assurance during this year's International Workers' Day celebrations in Koforidua, which coincided with his two-day Resetting Ghana tour of the Eastern region. There is more in this report by our Eastern Regional correspondent, Neil Ni Amate Kanaku.
President John Dramani Mahama began his tour at the Asokari SDA College of Education, where he cut sod for the construction of a multi-purpose hall and a hostel facility. The project, in fulfillment of a pledge made during the launch of the no-fee stress policy, is expected to ease congestion and improve accommodation for students. From there, the president moved to the Jackson Park, joining hundreds of workers to mark May Day celebrations. Addressing the gathering, he touched on governance and accountability, stating that while questions remain over the constitutionality of the Office of the Special Prosecutor following a recent High Court ruling, there is still room to strengthen the institution with enhanced prosecutorial powers.
There have been legal disputes about the constitutionality of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. While some of the issues are pending appeal and Supreme Court interpretation, government believes that there is space for an effective Office of the Special Prosecutor with special powers of prosecution. Government has, through the Attorney General, laid a bill in Parliament to give legal effect for the setting up of regional tribunals. These regional tribunals will help to speed up the system of justice.
On the economy, he disclosed that the finance minister will soon present a new policy framework to cabinet and parliament aimed at investing 1% of GDP annually into the high-impact sectors capable of generating jobs.
We will not just manage the economy, we will expand it to create jobs and prosperity for the Ghanaian people. Our mission is clear. We want to turn stability into opportunity. Under the Resetting Ghana agenda, we'll continue to prioritize the creation of decent jobs for our youth and Ghana's workforce. By investing in value addition and the digital economy, we will ensure that the Ghanaian worker is not just employed but empowered.
Touching on the power situation, the president outlined steps being taken by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition to restore operations at the Ghana Grid Coal Company facility Akosombo following a recent fire outbreak.
I know many of you are concerned about the disruptions to the electricity supply caused by the Akosombo fire. But I want to share the good news that the Gridco and VRA engineers working together have been able to bypass the bent-out control room and have restarted all the 6 turbines at the Akosombo generating station. And so as of last night, the Akosombo hydroelectric dam is fully operational.
Meanwhile, Secretary General of the Trades Unions Congress Ghana, Joshua Ansah, urged government to prioritize policies that boost local production, describing the private sector as key to tackling unemployment.
Your Excellency, government must prioritize support to the private sector as a cornerstone of our quest to end employment debate. We support the effort by government to directly provide employment to our young people, but in the medium to long term, the private sector is the solution to the employment challenge. The Ghanaian private sector is severely burdened. Government must actively support the private sector.
Well, let's bring you more on the Workers' Day celebrations. The Greater Accra Regional Minister, Lenda Akwele-Oklu, has reaffirmed government's plans to establish an independent Emoluments Commission to replace the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. Speaking at the Regional May Day celebration, she explained that the proposed body will provide a more objective, transparent and equitable system for determining salaries and benefits across the public service. More in the following report by Channel 1 News' Fauzu Masaudu.
The Black Star Square came alive as various labor unions marched in vibrant colors, displaying bold placards as part of the 2026 May Day celebrations in the Greater Accra region. The Greater Accra Regional Minister described the occasion as an opportunity for governments to reflect on the real challenges facing labor, particularly within the public sector.
To our gallant workers, the issues you have consistently raised, low wages, income inequalities, pension differences, and the challenges within the informal sector remain at the forefront of government policy considerations. We acknowledge that many workers continue to struggle to meet basic needs, and this must be addressed with urgency and honesty.
She also reaffirmed government's plans to establish an independent Emoluments Commission to address, among other issues, salary disparities across the public service.
One of the critical proposals emerging from recent engagement is the establishment of an independent Emoluments Commission. And this commission is intended to provide an objective, transparent, and equitable framework for determining salaries and benefits across all sectors, particularly within the public sector.
Now to the Ashanti region, where organized labor is warning that Ghana's rising unemployment rate, especially among the youth, is nearing crisis levels, which requires urgent policy reforms. Now, the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the Trades Union Congress, Augustine Apambila Adongo, says decades of economic growth have failed to create enough decent jobs, with youth unemployment at 34%, according to the Ghana Statistical Service. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Bright Yabua reports.
Placards bearing different inscriptions highlighting the hardships faced by Ghanaian workers. Organized labor in the region says President John Dramani Mahama must shift focus from macroeconomic stability to job creation, industrialization, and support for the private sector.
The few jobs that have been created are low quality. People undertake such activities primarily because their options are limited given the lack of good jobs. Why does an economy that has been growing consistently for more than 3 decades fail to create enough good jobs for its population that desire to work?
The Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, assured government's commitment in addressing critical concerns raised by labor unions.
ECG, we know you are all here and you are all part of TUC. So the concerns of those who have been shown to government Definitely ministers cannot solve this. We will depend on you to solve it.
The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, speaking to the media after the program, says government will work to up the 7,000 recruitment slots for teachers as announced by the government.
Health workers got, particularly when health workers got 15,000 and education got 7,000. There are more schools than probably hospitals. So government will work to up the numbers.
The challenges confronting workers across the country are enormous, but the government says it is committed to addressing all these challenges. For Channel One News, I am Bright Yeboah.
Now, thousands of worshippers converged at the Royal House Chapel in Accra for the 20th edition of the Family Consecration Service. The annual non-denominational event organized by Channel One TV and City FM brought together families in prayer, worship and reflection while officially launching City FM's Family Month. Channel One News' Melody Fafa Portofe reports.
As early as 6 a.m., congregants streamed into the Royal House Chapel, Oil Dome, in a solemn and expectant atmosphere for the much-anticipated service. Over the years, the Family Consecration Service has evolved into more than just a gathering, becoming a spiritual fixture for many Ghanaian families. The 2026 edition was no exception, drawing individuals from diverse backgrounds, including families, married couples, corporate groups, and various churches, all united in prayer and worship. The 6-hour service saw thousands seeking divine guidance, protection, and blessings for their families and the year ahead. Participants engaged in intense moments of worship, intercession, and personal reflection throughout the program. The service was led by the General Superintendent of Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Stephen Yenusom Wengam, supported by a team of clergy, including Reverend Mauli Chikata, Reverend Mauli Benson, Reverend Michael Nwagbewonu, Reverend Nelson Awintia, and Reverend Fred McDavis.
This very day, I am declaring double bonus.
The event also featured powerful song ministration from the Cedar Mountain Choir. Special prayers were offered for marriages, finances, health, relationships, and national peace.
Say my sweetheart, my darling wife, my most beautiful, Ghana was beautiful.
Radio pastor on City FM, Reverend Mauli Chikata, commended participants for their loyalty and support over the past 2 decades.
Because we also believe that when the family unit is good and the family unit is together and the family unit is blessed, the nation at large is blessed.
Reverend Stephen Wengam described the 20th edition as an improvement on previous years, expressing optimism about even greater impact in the future.
This particular edition has been different. The atmosphere, the numbers, again, we saw people come from all over the country. For us, 20 years is very encouraging to us. Well, we are going back to the drawing table. After 20 years, we have to re-strategize, look at the event again, and then see where we need to do modifications we will do, but it's going to get bigger and better as the years go by.
Participants say the annual service continues to play a significant role in strengthening their families and spiritual lives.
20 years.
20 years?
Yes, with my old lady. That is Grandma Mandeli. She's popularly known on City TV. Good morning. She has passed on some years ago. We started and we are continuing.
What keeps you coming every single year?
My mommy. One time she was sick. She couldn't walk. She was even using a wheelchair. We normally come with the wheelchair to the family concentration. Then she went on with a walking stick. And one day we came to this family consecration. She just threw the walking stick away. And she started walking. And that's the end. So I can't stop coming to family concentration.
Next year, I'll be here with my family powerfully. God bless City FM. God bless the workers. God bless the programs you do.
It's been amazing. I think this is the first time of me coming, and then this is the second time of me being here. So the experience has been good.
It's all about anointing, and an anointing. And then the whole environment. Oh, next year I will not miss it. I'll surely be here again by God's grace.
I want to encourage everyone from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. every weekday. Join us on This Is Your Day on 97.3 City FM.
Participants say the 20th edition of the Family Consecration Service has been spirit-filled. Reporting for the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Melody Fafak-Potife.
Well, let's go back to some labor-related issues because the Extractive Industry Workers Union of Ghana, EIWUG, has raised serious concerns about the future of job security in the country's mining sector, warning that a planned transition to contract mining could put thousands of workers at risk. Addressing a press conference, the executive director of the union, Victor Asari Japon, says the government's directive for major mining companies to adopt contract mining for surface operations by December 2026 represents a significant structural change with far-reaching consequences for workers. Now, we've been joined on phone by the executive director of the union, Victor Asari Japon, to throw more light on this development. Thank you so much, Mr. Japon, for joining us. What exactly is changing regarding this directive by government to the mining companies, and why does it worry you?
Hey, thanks very much for having me. I want to say hello to everyone who is listening to us this evening. You know, our focus is actually on the Minerals Commission's Local Content and Local Participation Regulation, LI 2431. Now, when you ask the question, what's actually happening? How does it affect us?
Yes.
You know how when these companies come to Ghana, and I mean the multinationals, when they come to Ghana, they bring a lot of their men. For example, if it's coming from America, they bring a lot of Americans. If it's coming from China, they bring some Chinese and so on and so forth. But they also employ a lot of Ghanaians.
Right.
Now, when these multinationals continue to work, at a point in time when this law was actually made, the Minerals Commission and the government started putting pressure on these companies to actually give a portion of their operations to a Ghanaian-owned company. What we've realized with time is that when Ghanaian companies take over portions of these companies, the employees tend to suffer. Now, with whatever they were getting, they get reduced salaries, they get reduced allowances. Some of them are put on redundancies. And to tell the truth,
Mr. Japan, sorry, just so we are clear on this, let's break it down so that everyone gets a clear picture of what you're alluding to. So when the multinationals come and they employ the Ghanaians directly, their conditions of service is better than when they outsource to Ghanaian companies who in turn employ the local workers. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As we speak right now, if you go to Nimont-Ahafo South and Nimont-Ahafo North, and you go to Sejin, for example, I believe it's the same with Anglo Gold. To give you just at least two of the four I've mentioned, for Ahafo South and Ahafo North for Newmont, I don't think we can count more than 5 expatriates there.
Right.
It's it's fully Ghanaian with all the top positions given to Ghanaians. And so what's the point here? We want Ghanaians to work. We want Ghanaians to develop. We want Ghanaians to have the capacity. What is the problem? This is fully Ghanaian, except that the company belongs to another company coming from outside of Ghana. Now, what is going to happen is that when they outsource or they give a portion of the project to a Ghanaian, what the Minerals Commission or the Ghana government is seeking to do is to enrich an individual or a group of individuals and impoverish the many Ghanaians that are working there. So which one do we want? Do we want to impoverish the many Ghanaians over 6,000 when it comes to even the actual and the contracts? Ghanaians as against an individual who is going to handle these companies and pay employees less. Now, this is what we are actually putting across the government. This is our suggestion.
Right, please go ahead.
One, why can't our Ghanaian businessmen who think that they are matured enough, they have what it takes, they are equipped enough to actually own big contracts like this in a mine, why can't they come together to form a consortium and then start their own mine? We've got gold all over Ghana. Let them start their own mine so they can employ people who are not working right now. We've got numerous of young people running around after universities that they don't have jobs. Currently, all these mines are full of Ghanaian workers, fully Ghanaian.
Right.
So we are suggesting to government that help these people who are big-time businessmen, let them set up new mines from the scratch.
Okay.
If we don't do this, what is going to happen to us is that these multinationals would not come to Ghana and set up their own mines or their own companies again. Because what we are setting right now to do is to tell the multinationals that when you spend all the money and you come to Ghana, at a certain point in time, the government of Ghana would actually push you to the wall and ask you to leave a portion of your operations to a Ghanaian. And I don't think anyone wants to do that.
Right. So for you, you'd rather, are you for the subcontracting directive in the first place? And then if you're for it, is it that you want the local workers to be retained on the conditions of service of the multinationals?
So let me just tell you this. We are not against Ghanaian-owned industries.
Right.
We are not against developing of the Ghanaians. We are not against lifting up companies that live in Ghana.
Right.
If you go to any of these mining companies I've mentioned to you, most of their contractors are actually Ghanaian.
True.
Most of their suppliers are Ghanaian. Their clinics are Ghanaian. They are not owned by foreigners.
Right.
So what is the point?
Very well.
Fully owned, working by Ghanaians.
Very well.
Everyone working there is a Ghanaian.
Very well. Mr. Japolo, you took a decision to, if you like, abstain. I don't want to say boycott, but you didn't partake in the May Day celebrations. The message you sought to put across, did it land? And per your own assessment, what has been the impact?
Well, I think it must land. Everyone must understand what May Day is for. The May Day is not just pomp and pageantry. It's not for dancing. It's not for hail-making. The May Day actually celebrates people's blood. The May Day celebration is to let everyone know what people have toiled from before we got the 8-hour job. And so what we sought to do today is to fight for the interest of the Ghanaian, the employee.
Right.
The people that actually get the wheels running. They are the ones we are fighting for. And what we did today is better than any other May Day celebration that anyone wants to have.
Very well. Very well. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we wish you well. Victor Asari Chapon is the Executive Director of the Extractive Industry Workers Union of Ghana, speaking to us regarding their decision to stay out of the May Day celebrations and their demands regarding the directive by government for mining companies to subcontract local companies for some of their mining operations. This is Channel 1 Television, still to come. Bank of Ghana records 15.6 billion cedis operating loss for the 2025 financial year. Stay with us, we have the details coming up shortly.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito, dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2, and now the premium We Hear Pro. Fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis, the We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis, and the premium We Hear Pro now at 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM, or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 Afunya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear. Feel the power. Hear the difference.
Next is Channel 1 Business with Neteli Neti Ajahu.
CNR Business is brought to you by EcoBank.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey. Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Hi, Neteli. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, no?
What's happening in the world of business?
The Bank of Ghana, their financial documents for 2025 is out, and we have details for you.
Give us the details then.
Now, the Bank of Ghana has reported an operating loss of 15.6 billion Ghana cedis for the 2025 financial year, increasing from 9.48 billion Ghana cedis loss recorded in 2024. This extends the central bank's loss-making streak to 4 consecutive years following deficits of 60.9 billion in 2022 and 10.5 billion in 2023, underscoring sustained financial pressures. There's more in this report.
According to its 2025 annual report and financial statements for the year ended 31st December, the latest loss signals the high cost of the bank's aggressive monetary policy stance aimed at controlling inflation. Although total operating income rose to 22.23 billion Ghana cedis, supported by improved reserve management returns, fee income, and significant proceeds from bullion gold sales, this was outweighed by substantial expenses. The bank spent 16.73 billion Ghana cedis on open market operations in 2025, nearly double the 8.59 billion Ghana cedis recorded the previous year. These costs stem from efforts to mop up excess liquidity and stabilize prices, with interest paid to commercial banks on open market operation instruments forming the bulk of the expenses. Further pressure came from market-related losses. The Bank of Ghana recorded a net loss of 9.05 billion Ghana cedis on gold transactions, alongside 5.47 billion Ghana cedis in foreign exchange revaluation and exchange rate losses. Despite these challenges, the bank maintained a positive policy solvency margin of 5.5 billion Ghana cedis, as core operating income was sufficient to cover its liquidity management costs.
Finance Minister Dr. Kasiala Tuforcing has stressed that Ghana must shift away from its heavy reliance on borrowing to fund development, positioning domestic revenue mobilization as the most sustainable path to economic stability. Speaking after filing his tax returns alongside his deputy, the minister stressed that the country's development agenda cannot continue to rely heavily on borrowing, particularly amid ongoing fiscal pressures. Speaking after filing his tax returns together with his deputy, a gesture aimed at building public confidence in the tax system and encouraging voluntary compliance, Dr. Forson said Ghana's development agenda can no longer depend heavily on debt financing, especially amid persistent fiscal pressures.
Compliance is not just a legal obligation. It's a moral responsibility on all of us as Ghanaians. Tax revenue funds essential public services such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and security. When everyone pays their fair share, the burden is shared and development is accelerated. In fact, we can do better if we pay our taxes and pay it on time.
He further called for intensified public education on taxation.
I also want to urge the Ghana Revenue Authority to carry out more tax education, because it's only through education that Ghanaians will understand their civic responsibility of filing their taxes and paying what is required of them.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Revenue Authority has announced a 1-month extension for the filing of personal income tax returns.
The Ghana Revenue Authority is happy to say that we are extending 1 month for the filing of personal income tax returns. And this extension applies to all individuals, including sole proprietors and employees, that though the deadline ends today, any individual and employee who filed his income tax return between now and the end of May will use the Revenue Administration Act to waive all penalties that apply to them if they take advantage of this voluntarily.
Now, after tracking price movements for selected commodities across major markets in Accra, the Channel 1 TV Market Price Barometer shifts focus to the underlying market sentiments of traders who interact with these price dynamics daily. This segment highlights insights from engagements with traders across key markets in Accra, offering context to the data and a clearer picture of the factors shaping pricing on the ground. Here is more.
Over the past 4 days, the Channel 1 TV Market Price Barometer has tracked average market prices from household staples to construction inputs, offering a data-driven snapshot or insight of cost conditions across Accra. But on the ground, traders say those numbers are shaped by daily pressures that continue to influence how prices are set.
I'm saying kind of correct. A form from almost a quarter for a bar. And yes, I have one no more de mom or a brain. It's not a quarter for a bunch and never brain mom de bra. Almost cry a share. No, Mr. Lolly Fair. On my banner that shall Lolly Fair. And now, for almost two almost share. It's a bra. I did not get a particular way. At least, I can say, we pay 200. That is 200 in par and Kaupe. Also, what time I got to 25. What a bin work a crabia or about was at 300. I want to find a mukuya Casabra, men can't out.
For many traders dealing in household staples, the concern remains the cost of core food items.
Tisisiane Kofa Togo, Nigeria, Burkina, Ntosini Ghana, Ntianebo, Ntina, where 1.5. Ana where been Musia, Conco, Nusia, Sister Ghana, 70 Ghana, and Ntina Mane Boy, Tintosini Buahana Modia, Yatiwadia, a bupa. Ntia Sagana Banse, Omodino Omunya down Nibi my name, so me and no one coton tosi be me and Diana and Yamanina for my.
But beyond staples, traders describe a more mixed picture in the protein and fresh produce category.
Now say 165 and then 230. 230.
In the construction space, traders point to a similar pattern.
From the factory, the big companies, they give them good price than they give us. When you go, they'll ask you how many tons you want to buy. I want to buy 100 tons. They'll give you a price which the big man over there will get a lesser price than what they give you. And as we come to sell in the market, we sell at the same price. But the only factor is the big company, people do think that as they are big like that, always their price is good than we the young ones. Although we get at a higher price, but when we come down to, we sell even lesser.
Let's now bring you an update on how crude oil prices and how the currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for business. I am Natalie Nechachaho. Back to you, Nana.
Thank you so much, Natalie, bringing us the updates in the world of business. Let's bring you some more stories. Now, stakeholders in the child protection space are making an urgent appeal to the government to post more teachers in rural communities across Ghana as they lament high teacher attrition rates in these areas. Stakeholders have revealed that the attrition was high as some schools expected to have 9 teachers have low numbers, with some having to manage with 2 teachers. A situation, they say, impedes teaching and learning. Channel 1 News' Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Hafiz Tijani, reports.
Many rural communities in Ghana continue to grapple with a severe shortage of teachers, a development that is adversely affecting the quality of education. Stakeholders working in these communities to protect children's rights to education as well as address other pressing social issues are calling for urgent interventions to address the situation.
We are advocating that the stakeholders who are here today will help post more teachers to these schools. We all know that if teachers are engaged in multi-grading, one teacher is handling class 1, class 2, class 3, for example, it affects the quality of teaching because the curriculum for each of the classes are different. And even in one class, there are different abilities. Okay, so now putting more than one class together, a teacher himself will be too stressed.
Right to Play, a global organization that protects, educates, and empowers children to rise above adversity through the power of play, also noted that child labor remains prevalent in these communities.
For instance, Adansi South is one of our districts. There are 400 communities. Esunafo North is one of our districts, 425 communities. They have 9 staff and 5 staff in this district working. 1 motorbike for Esunafo North, 3 motorbikes for Adansi South, to 400 communities where we expect them to follow up on cases that come up from each of these communities. So we can see the deficit here as well. So we are lobbying to the national stakeholders that budgetary allocation should be made for adequate resources.
At the annual learning forum of the My Life, My Right project in the Ashanti region, the interim country director for Right to Play Ghana called for strengthened collaboration among stakeholders.
As we see that collaboration together with the different stakeholders is really having a very great impact. But this impact is not one-off, it's not one time. We need to continue working with each other for the years to come. There's a lot of work to do.
Focal persons from some of the beneficiary communities shared the impact of the project so far.
In brief, I would say that ever since this CCPC came to the grassroots level, we have been able to bring school-going children who were left out in our various homes back to school.
There's been coordination that has been going on, because if the learners are able to coordinate well with what they are taught, that is what builds results. And parents are also being supported. Instead of learners going back to the farm during instructional hours, they have the opportunity to come to school at the right time.
Well, this is still the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV. Still ahead. New Black Stars goalkeeper trainer Daniel Gaspar expected in the country this weekend. Do stay with us. We'll tell you more after this break.
BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at a state university in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557 351 090 or 0575 633 307 or 030 296 0542. WhatsApp us on 0557 351 090, or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend, Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's you. Impruka. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friend is sasso quell. Yeah, come to my sasso.
Sasso, come tum preko.
Next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abekwachiri. Big Ben.
Hi, boss.
It's good to have you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Yeah, good news coming in, eh?
Yeah, good news. We are trying to get our team in shape for the World Cup. So now in the technical area, Daniel is also getting to meet former goalkeepers trainer in Fatah Dada, the goalkeeper himself, Benjamin Asari, who we feel is the #1 goalkeeper. And probably we might never know the options he will try to bring on board to give competition in the area. So we are fine-tuning ourselves.
I've got a good feeling about this, but yeah, tell us more.
Let's get into it, shall we now? Newly appointed Black Stars goalkeepers trainer Daniel Gaspar is expected to arrive in Ghana this weekend as he begins work with the national team. Gaspar will first meet Accra House of Oaks goalkeeper Benjamin Asari in Accra before embarking on a trip to Europe to engage other goalkeepers. He is also expected to meet with the other members of the technical team, including Fatah Dada, as preparations intensify for the upcoming Black Stars friendly against Mexico and the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Portuguese coach is so widely known for his long-standing professional relationship with Black Stars head coach Carlos Queiroz, serving as a trusted goalkeeper, so goalkeeping trainer during Queiroz's stint with other teams such as Iran, Colombia, and Egypt. Well, let's now talk about what happened on the World Cup Central earlier today. A former Black Stars midfielder, Yusuf Chipsa, has urged Ghana to prioritize patience, structure, and long-term planning to achieve sustained success. On the World Cup Central earlier today, the former midfielder points to Ghana's deliberate build-up to the 2006 FIFA World Cup as a clear example where a well-defined technical direction under Ratama Djokovic, coupled with disciplined preparation and strong team cohesion, guided